Hello, lovelies. It is Chloe here. It's a bit later in the evening. Finally had some time to catch up with some thoughts I've had. I've gotten a bit of time to practice and play and do a few readings for people with the Ocean of Whispers, or sorry, Whisper of the Oceans Oracle. My mind wants to flip everything backwards, it seems. And I gotta say that I am very, very happy with how well this deck shuffles. The matte finish I am totally loving, as I mentioned before. It's just such a beautiful deck. And I had some insight into it that I'd like to share. Now, I have kind of a favored deck that I like in my collection for yes, no type quick answers, but it also tends to give some meaning behind what the yes no is. And that's my Myth and Mermaids Oracle of Water. It actually is a little bit snarky and it's kind of in tune with what I consider. The kind of I read on an app online or actually through my phone, and I get kind of that typical, is this going to happen? Is he into me? Should I break up with this person? Should I work harder at making this work? Those kinds of questions. And so my Myth and Mermaids Oracle of Water has been really good at doing those kind of readings. Now, I love doing more in-depth readings, exploring other types of things, and I really feel that this oracle is also good for the kind of yes no but with some in-depth meaning behind it if you want to go that route as well. I like to give more than this yes he's blah blah blah. Well, sometimes with these decks that I tend to get drawn to, it's okay, I am getting a yes here, but it's showing that this may be an aspect or a challenge in, or something added to the yes or no answer. And so I really like that. Now, I would like to share a little bit with the of the system, because in the Myth and Mermaids Oracle of Water, it's a symbol system for yes no, and you don't have to put out as many cards if you don't want to. Although sometimes I do put like 2 to 3 cards to see if I get a predominance of yes or no, or if it turns out to be more of a maybe, and then read the meanings like that. Well, you can do something a little bit similar with this one, except it does have its own way of doing it. So let me get to that page. Here is the what's known as the answer spread. Okay, the answer spread. And it's a 6-card spread as well, but in this case you use the first 2 cards to answer one question, one aspect of the question. The second 2 cards represent kind of the present energy. The next third set of 2 cards and is like the future, the outcome, that kind of thing. The influences of the future, that kind of thing. So that's the main spread, right? But it says that this spread also is good for yes, no. And I want to read to you how it explains to use it that way. So it says that this layout works particularly well for yes, no questions. A predominance of blue colored cards denotes a positive answer. A predominance of dark colored cards denotes a negative response. A negative response indicates a no for the time span covering the reading, not forever. This layout usually covers from 2 to 6 months. If an even number of cards, or sorry, blue and dark cards falls, the answer is not yet set and can be influenced during the time span of the reading. See, and that's the part I like. It actually had like, okay, it's not set quite yes or no yet. There's some time to influence things. And I thought that was a really cool twist, a really cool level to a reading with questions like this. So I got 3 really good yes or no answers and 2 not yet set answers, and they all applied really well to each situation I was reading on. And so I have had a pretty good example of how well it works so far. I'm pretty confident in it. I also would like to share that I feel the handling of the deck is awesome. The matte finish shows up so well for readings and video reading recorded. The light or dark card aspect I would also say that surprisingly, there are quite a few cards that have no blue in them at all, that are both many times darker or just of lighter tones with just no blue. So my thing is I might accept that as part of uh, a negative answer. But I'm going to also look at the meaning of the card at the same time. So far, again, just really loving how this deck is working, how it handles the hands, how well it shuffles is another thing too. I think it does pretty well. It's not super slicked, but it still doesn't tend to chunk too bad. And with this one, I recommend if you have small hands to do the wide ruffle shuffle, which is taking it lengthwise in your hand like this and doing it like that way, or you can do the hand over hand back and forth, um, helping to divide the cards up really well. I think it's an awesome deck, adaptable, fun, really adorable. Again, I don't really recommend trimming the edges on this one, even it's a good centimeter or almost a little bit more, but because the reading side is an edge, you might, the only thing is on some cards I think you would really take quite a bit of this beautiful picture. Like on this one you'd be, let's see, let me see one that, yeah, I just had it. It just decided to slide behind other cards, of course, right when I want to share something. Okay, so like this one, oop, sorry. I am left-handed, but I tend to right-hand dominate because I'm so used to everything being right-handed. Okay, so this one, if you trimmed on this edge or even on this edge, you might get some of the shell trimming off, and that would definitely affect the look of the card. Also, you'd have to be very careful unless you just wanted to trim off the bottom freezing off. You'd lose some of, yeah. So I would just not recommend this one for trimming. Edging, yes, especially if you don't want whites, but on the edges. But other than that, so far I'm really enjoying this deck. I really love having another yes, no indicator deck with some meanings and things behind it, like I said. And yeah, plus it really, I feel this deck is appealing to um, young and old, male or female, all those kind of things that you want in a deck when you're dealing with people of many different situations, ages, types, that kind of thing. So if you've had any dealings with this deck and you really love it too, please let me know what you think of the yes, no, not yet set path spread, how it works for you, the answer spread. Also, if you know of another deck that's really good for kind of yes, no, or other alternative answers that are a little bit more direct and help cut the time in getting answers to people, if that's something you like to access at least part of the time in your readings. Please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Let me know if you like this style much shorter, just some insight into the deck, or Oracle, I should say. And yeah, I hope you all are having a great week. See ya.